If you like Chanel number 5, you will certainly enjoy a few alternative options. Some people get a bit tired of Chanel number 5. Obviously, it's been around for more than 100 years, so maybe you want something similar but a little bit different. And I have quite a few options. First of all, I'm going with this one first. This is Le Mans by Coty, which is, this actually came out in 1927. Chanel number 5 came out in 1921. This was made in a reaction to the popularity that Chanel number 5 immediately had upon its release. This is probably the fragrance that is most similar to Chanel number 5. The reason for that, this is a floral aldehyde fragrance. It is, as soon as you put it on, it's almost exactly, the opening is like Chanel number 5. When it calms down, it really soaks into your skin. It's still like Chanel number 5. The main difference here, it's a little more powdery, and it doesn't quite have the civet notes, that animalistic note that number 5 has. So it's a little bit lighter because of that. It definitely is not as long-lasting as Chanel number 5. However, it still has everything else. It's still really a nice fragrance. I especially like it as a nice casual daytime fragrance. It's just very pleasant. Classic femininity is this fragrance here. And the bottle's pretty good looking as well. Nice. This is a classic Art Deco design, which I appreciate. It's a nice attractive bottle. Then, if you want something a little stronger, but still very much in line with number 5, you can go for, this is Le du Temps by Nina Ricci, which came out in 1948. This is also a floral aldehyde fragrance, which it's very, very similar, again, to Chanel number 5, except for the civet note. Because really that civet note in Chanel number 5 is really distinct, really animalistic and heavy. This does not have it, but it does have almost all of the notes that Chanel number 5 has. Lang lang, the wood notes, the floral notes, the aldehydes. It's almost a twin, almost. But it is unique in its own right still. It's still, you know, it has its own thing going on, its own charm. Very pleasant. It's also more affordable than Chanel number 5. I also forgot to mention that Le Mans is only like $20, so I mean, there you go. If you want a cheaper alternative that still smells really good. Then, this is not as similar as the other two. This is the one by Dolce & Gabbana for women specifically. This is a floral oriental fragrance according to this card. It's definitely a little bit warmer than Chanel number 5, and a little bit more fruity, a little bit sweeter, but it still has the same vibe. This is also a modern option, obviously, from Dolce & Gabbana. This is a very smooth, warm, feminine fragrance, a little bit exotic as well from its notes. The main thing here, it's not quite, it has the warmth, but it's not quite as crisp as Chanel number 5 can be, especially in the opening. But, you know, if you want something a little bit different, this is a really good option. You know, it has enough similarities and enough differences to be distinct. Then, I'll bring up these last two at the same time because I think they're quite similar. So this is Joy by Jean Patou. And this is actually quite an old fragrance. This came out in, I believe, 1930, when the Great Depression started. This is much more modern. This is Jubilation 25 from Amouage. And I say these are similar because they're quite similar. Very woody sort of fragrances with these distinct floral notes, which are counteracted by the warmth of the wood, the crispness of the florals. And these are, in my opinion, also both similar to Chanel number 5. The main difference here, even though they do have the warmth of the wood notes, which of course Chanel number 5 does have, has sandalwood and things like that, they're a little bit colder compared to Chanel number 5 because they don't have really like I said, the civet notes or the other similarly warm notes. These are primarily floral woody fragrances, but again, similar enough and different enough to really make it. And if I had to pick, I would say Joy is a little bit more similar to Chanel No. 5 compared to Amouage Jubilation, but they're both, you know, still on the same level here. And both very luxurious. This was once the most expensive perfume in the world, so I mean, not anymore, but still it had that title. So that's pretty much, in my opinion at least, if you like Chanel No. 5, you will probably like these fragrances because they're, like I said, similar enough and different enough. Besides that, that's pretty much all I have to say about these particular fragrances in this fragrance category. If you have any opinions about them, you can always leave those down in the comment section below. If you liked the video, leave a like, maybe subscribe, and I make videos throughout the week, so stick around for those.